trying to rebuild. He's trying new things. He's experimenting. Of course he's gonna make mistakes. Of course he's making mistakes. Experience virtual reality at KV Sports. Link on the description below. Welcome to Coast Nation Fan TV. Please like this video so that YouTube can spread it to more people like you. We need to address the hypocrisy of football fans. A few weeks ago, people were complaining about Stuart Baxter. Stuart Baxter should be fired. He sucks. We need Arthur Zwane. And then Kaizer Chiefs does the right thing. They appoint Zwane to be the coach of Kaizer Chiefs. 3 games in, he loses all of them. And all of a sudden, now people are saying, Zwane can never be coach. Zwane is a plumber too. Wait a minute. Were you not the ones who were calling for him to be appointed as coach just a few weeks ago? The thing is, this is the nature of football fans. It's not just about Kaizer Chiefs fans. Remember last year when some Liverpool fans wanted Jurgen Klopp to be fired because he was going through a poor run of form. I mean, the guy didn't have all his 3 centre backs. They were all out injured for the entire season, yet people wanted him to be fired. It doesn't end with the coaches. We were out here saying, hey, Njabulo Ngcobo should play. He's the best defender. I was the best defender and he should be played. He's not getting played. And then he played and then he made a mistake. Obviously, everyone makes mistakes. Even players who are playing in higher leagues, they make those mistakes. And then Ngcobo makes a mistake. And then the next thing people are saying, you should go back to Swallows. Come on. A person can make mistakes just like you at your job. If there was anyone who came to your job and said, because you've made one mistake, because you forgot to send this email, because you forgot to finish this task on time, now you should be fired. It doesn't end there. I was at the stadium just last week and people were busy screaming at Umpahlele, hey, Umpahlele was this, Umpahlele this, Umpahlele that. And then Umpahlele was substituted. Blom was taken to play right back. And then we were open in the midfield. We started conceding goals. And then people started saying, Umpahlele was better. They shouldn't have substituted Umpahlele. I'm like, Kanti, what the hell do you guys want? And the same thing happened with Tumsanzung. He hardly had a touch in last games, in the last match, not the one against Cape Town City, the one against Golden Arrows, and people are already saying, take him out, bring in Sahot. I'm like, are you mad? You cannot just say just because a player is having a bad game and he came on as a sub and you already want him to be substituted. I really wonder if we would have been able to achieve what we achieved last season if the fans were in stadiums, because I feel like they're just right now, we as fans were having the opposite effect. Instead of promoting the team, we are now the ones who are pulling the team down. And we're actually now just being fans and not supporters because the team is going through a rough patch and everyone just wants to criticize. Everyone wants to say the bad things, the negative things, because you listen to some people who never have anything good to say about the team. Because me, I will criticize the team constructively if they're not doing good, but I'm not gonna start damning people into going back to Swallows or into calling Wabo Atazwane a plumber. A coach who helped us achieve a top 8, a coach who helped us get to the finals of the Champions League last season with the squad that we had, and right now he's trying to rebuild, he's trying new things, he's experimenting. Of course he's gonna make mistakes, of course he's making mistakes. Do you think I'm happy that we're losing? Of course I'm not happy that we're losing. How can I be happy that my team just lost 4 matches? We've just blown the chance of playing in the Champions League next season. I'm obviously not happy with that. But I'm not just going to go around here and start calling Uzwane a plumber. People, like, it's defeating. Because let's say we bring in Upen. Upen, we don't know the reason why ended up parting ways with Amazulu. Some people will say maybe it's the management at Amazulu and all that thing, being over ambitious, yet spending less on their transfers and all the other reasons. But Upen as a person, we've seen him even coaching Amazulu. He does get angry. And the way sometimes things are run at Chiefs, he would obviously get frustrated. And he would coach it Chiefs, maybe win us a cup or 2, and then he would get mad and everything will be destroyed. And then we go back to plan A. And that could not happen. It could be the other way. It could be the most successful coach Kaizer Chiefs has ever seen. But what I'm saying is there is no magic coach. There is no Calvin Johnson. There is no Pedro Msimang who will just come in and everything will be okay. Things at some point just don't go well, and it's what happens with life. And I feel like we have not learned to be patient as people. We've obviously seen that in the past 3 games since Atazwane took over as the coach, the team has improved massively in the way they play the ball. We're happy with how they play the ball. All we need now is for the team to start getting results. We're not getting results, and then people are now saying Chiefs is damned. Come on. Having said all that, we obviously need a win. That is just a big deal. We need a win, and second place is gone. Probably, should we win all the games that are remaining, we have a chance of third place. But it's also not looking likely. But Kaizer Jr. said something that made me happy, and that made me have that glimpse of hope. Okay, actually they might hire Uzwane, or going forward they will stop taking these European coaches, because I heard him say something like Uguti, for the team to translate what is being done at the academy level, we need someone who's been at the club and who knows the culture of the club. And that made me happy, because I realized okay, vele bakhona uSibeke, ukhona uZwane, and maybe they might end up making Uzwane an assistant to the coach who will come next if they don't stick with Uzwane. Because if we're being honest, guys, vele there is that element of Uzwane is not experienced, but that does not mean doom and gloom, because he still understands football. He played it at the highest level in South African football, and he has been around Chiefs, and he understands the players better than any coach who would come in. Another thing that's important that everyone seems to be missing is the fact that all these players that we've been complaining about, Tuguti, they need to be given a chance. They are playing. They've been given a chance, from Hatebe to Mashiane, and you couldn't play in the previous matches because he was sick. But all of these players are now being given a chance under the stewardship of Atazwane, which shows Uguti he is definitely not just thinking about, okay, let me win the next match, but he's trying to build a team that will help us conquer Africa in the long term. And right now, I would have wanted Chiefs to play in the Champions League next season. But then again, if you take a team that's at our state of being right now, what do you expect will happen in the Champions League? Because we see what Sundowns is a properly drilled team. They have been together for the longest of times, and they are playing wonderful football, hands down. However, now they just lost the Champions League. They were knocked out, and you ask yourself, good, how? Because they were playing promising football and all that. But there, when you're playing Champions League, not Sabon Guti, Chiefs wasn't playing the most attractive football with Champions League last season, if we're being honest. We were just getting results. Bebedlala, the same 3-4-3 or 3-5-2 that we are playing this season. Going to Champions League, unganayo that union, unganayo that unity, unganayo that understanding between the players. Okay, kufike inqwaba yabadlali. A lot of players did come to Kaizer Chiefs this season, and a lot of them are starters. For instance, njengamanje lapha eswini, in important positions too. They are starters, like Uko, like Unange, Bamdlalisa lapha. And then you have Utol up front. You have so basically you have these important positions being occupied by people who are new to the team, and we have seen what Utol can do, individual brilliances here and there. But you need more than that. You need more than that to play in the Champions League, because at the highest level of football, sometimes you realize that it's not just having quality players, but you need quality players who have played together for a while, quality players who know each other. Like, look at Real Madrid, how they've been able to just dominate in Europe and win all the league titles and the Champions League that they've won. It's because they gel together. Cruz, Casemiro, Modric, how long have those guys been together? 4 Champions Leagues. And if they win, I hope not. If they end up winning this season, they could end up winning a 5th Champions League together. They've just won La Liga. It takes effort, it takes time to build a team. And Tina, we are so invested in short-term goals, and you just want Chiefs to win a cup. But to what end? I do want us to win. Gosh, it's been 8 years now. It's gonna be kunzim. But either way, I would rather have a team that will be dominant for the next 10 years rather than have a Chiefs that will win 3 games from now and then lose the other 5, and then win MTN 8, which is what, like quarterfinal, 2 semi-finals, and the finals. 4 matches, I win those 4 matches, and then I absolutely stink in the league. That's not good enough for me. I don't want that. I want a team that will have a future at sight and thinking about that thing in their mind. Okay, short-term goal, okay, fine. Let's fix the team that we have. Mid-term goal, let's win the league. Long-term goal, let's win the CAF Champions League. Then next we play in the Club World Cup. We become the club that we are supposed to be, because now names are thrown around. We are the best team in South Africa because we have a lot of cups, more than the other teams that are there. But Sundowns has taken that thing njengamanje because they've been dominating, and it's sad to watch, and we'll be giving them high guard of honor this weekend. Yeah, it's sad. There's been a trend in our previous two games that I didn't like. First of all, I didn't watch the previous match against Cape Town City because my special lady had a bad day, so I had to celebrate it with her. Anyway, I did watch the highlights, and I saw again Peterson made a mistake. Again, Cape Town City scored from a defensive error from our part. I don't want to see that. Am I calling for Peterson's head like everyone else? Not really, but I wouldn't want to see that mistake again, because having done mistakes arguably in the last three matches, because even at the Stellenbosch game, someone might argue that Peterson could have done better. He could have put a stronger hand onto that, and then that ball wouldn't have been at the back of the net. And against Arrows, he got beat at the near post. I think against Cape Town City as well, he got beat at the near post. Now, the last 5 goals that we've conceded, 4 of them could have been clearly avoided. 2 mistakes from defenders, 2 goals in the near post, goalkeeper, and then the other one that is arguably the goalkeeper's mistake. Now, seeing all of that and the confidence and the damage that it does to the team, you would expect the coach to make some changes, obviously. But which changes would he make? Because at this point, as much as we want young players to play, you now need those players who have experience who will be able to keep their calm, especially with the insults that I am expecting to be thrown at the players. Because as I said in the first part of the video, fans are frustrated, and now as funny song, some are not as patient as I might be. Some of them are just calling for the players' heads, are calling for the coach's head, and you do not want that, and you don't want young players to be affected by such. But let's see who will be in the starting lineup. Although he has conceded 2 goals that he should have saved in the past 2 matches, I see Peterson keeping his place, because I think Uzwane doesn't want to give the impression you make a mistake, then you don't play the next match. So I see Peterson playing the next game. And next, we right back Mphahlele because of his experience, and also because of the fact that he hasn't put a foot wrong, really. I haven't seen like a mistake because Mphahlele, and because of experience, which I think is more important right now, to just keep and calm the heads down, because kuna leon we need a win, and experience might help in that regard. And Ungezana, I think Luamjit Abafet is so matured. I saw him live at Princess Makoko, and he showed so much maturity, organizing lapha at the back. He's vocal, and he also doesn't just speak ngoba uyakhuluma, but uyakhuluma and uyambona my maga tackle is aggressive and accurate too. Yabona nje, he can carry the ball, he can play, and well, I see Ungezana still playing the game. And I see Kadoso coming back, because I don't think Ungcobo will be played because of what happened at Princess Makoko. And I think maybe it's going to be an issue next season, because maybe they're disciplining him and they're sending a message to the entire team, good, listen, we're not going to tolerate that, which I think is okay. As much as I'm not saying banish Ungcobo, but I'm also saying he should be disciplined for what he did. And because of that, I see Kadoso coming back to play, because I don't think our coach will now say, Kadoso, you also cost us the game the previous match, now we're gonna play with Dube. I don't see that happening. I see Kadoso coming back, and left back Frosla. Really, there is nothing much to say about Frosla. So that's your back 4 with 4-3-3 if we can see 4-2-3-1. Now, the area that has been kind of our weakness in midfield, because that's where even number changes, that's what motivates our changes from 3-4-3 in the first game, changing to 4-3-3, to what seemed like a 4-2-3-1 against the Cape Town City. I would expect the same kind of shape because njengamanje I see Unange playing because Ukol will not play tomorrow's game. I think is it a suspension or is it an injury? I think so. One of those things. Forgive me, I forgot what it is. And I see Parker still playing, but he will play alongside Unange. And I know most people don't like the idea of Parker will play and Parkers might not play. And the reason for that, again, in the experience, because there's been like a lot of pressure on these young players, like especially since Nabobazo Guti, fans have been saying, hey, we want to see these young players, we want to see Ongob, we want to see Obanmani, and now they've been given a chance and they haven't really delivered as much as we thought they would. But it's expected, man, it's change, and if changes happen, that's what would happen. As such, I see Nange playing Parker, and then in the previous game I saw Dolly Big moved out wide again, so which I think is a better position for him. And Lai Swin Vele, the third person to complete that trio, is Swini. That's where you could probably see Upakas play, because we also want to keep the ball, and Upakas is that player. And also enable Shugut drop a deeper and deep ball and try to build up from the back. And the front three, it's that thing I don't want to see Castro play, because I feel like the way he plays, it's one-dimensional. I'm saying that because I feel like we need to start giving teams a different kind of a problem. For instance, if you just stick Uzuma through the middle, then you are giving teams a different kind of problem, because now they are not just dealing with height, which they can defend a boxing love. Now you are giving them someone who will have a pace and who will outrun them, and they will know if they try to press us high, then Sinozuma uzobashia pace. Or even Billiard can still play there. Adlali role yokuthi he will hold the ball up and then spread the ball wide to either Udoli or Uzuma or Sekhote if bedlala uSekhote. But I feel like Castro's game and him playing hasn't really given us much, except that assist against the Arrows, which I think was an offside. But besides that, I don't see any, because another thing with playing a player like that, it forces you kind of to play amabola phezulu and to have to compete for aerial balls and all that. And with the team enjenge Gallants ukuthi nabo they are direct. If they want to, they can be direct and they can just go through us and then bas target ngapha kwa left kuNdlondlo, because he's a fantastic player. And we don't want that. We want to be on the front foot and not give them a sniff of anything. And most importantly, don't make any silly mistakes. And that is why I think Upakas might end up playing tomorrow, because he's gonna give us, or he would give us, that control in midfield that we need so much. And Velege, I don't think the coaches will change anything up front. Maybe they will just continue tinkering like we midfielding pale, because I think that's the area that has shown Uguti concern. Because if we can create from the middle or through the middle, then you can put whoever pambil. If you don't have a supply from your midfielders, and nama fullbacks are not like Liverpool Guti, but Tembo Trent and Robertson Guti, they will play crosses or they will deliver balls into the midfield, and your midfielders are not doing that, then your game plan is actually dead. So I think the area that needs to be fixed the most is the midfield, because any into that ends up causing us to make those silly mistakes. So ukuthi ibola selihedela ukhipha sesi under pressure and we end up conceding silly goals, is because of the fact that last win angiboni is support that much ukuthi there is that deep playing player in the midfield, or number 6 if ku 6 eyodwa odrophayo landa ibhola, or even number 8 uyakwazi ukudrophayo landa ibhola. Ngathi sonke we start so high up, and as a result laba basemumva bagcine either bedlala amabhola sideways or bagcine bedlala amapass bewabuyisela keeper, which is not ideal, because we've seen what it has done in the past 2 games. And I hope with those adjustments and with the fact that we really need this win, if Chiefs could just even sneak a 1-0 win, I would be happy. Let me know what you think down on the comment section. Give me your score prediction. If you haven't already, please subscribe and go to the comment section and say I subscribe. And until next time, remember, equals alipheli umoya.